What is Mars 1? I don't know. How many of you heard of Mars 1? Any of you? No? Okay. Look it up in the internet. Mars-1. It's a project which fortunately, hopefully, will not be... This was an article in the year 2000 after the Sphinx isolation mission, the one with the girl who got kissed. And it was in a Canadian newspaper because she was Canadian. Mission to Mars, a nightmare looms. It was more of a sarcastic takeoff because of this Sphinx mission. In other words, you'll have a problem. Well, we hope this won't be the case because failure really is not an option. There's a very famous saying by a NASA manager of operations. What is Mars 1? This is a depiction. It's a mission instigated or inspired by a young man called Bas Lansdorp, a Dutchman, and he put together this project, which is a privately inspired project, more of a non-profit organization, and it's hoping to set up a permanent settlement on Mars. In other words, first to send up some vehicles to prepare everything, some robots and rovers to build up the housing and life support, etc. And when everything is working properly, then to send the crew to live there. The one little detail, we will be sending a crew of maybe 4 or 6, I'm not too sure how many, every 2 years, over a period of 10 years or so, until one has a number of people on board, I think something like 60 people in total. And they will be living on Mars. Now, there are some details which maybe are a little bit surprising. There will be a demonstration mission, a rover mission as said, and then once water and air are confirmed to be working very well, the astronauts will be sent up there. However, we don't promise the astronauts, or this team, the Mars 1, I shouldn't say we, I'm just an advisor on the mission, don't promise them that they will come back. They are promised a one-way ticket. How many of you would like to go to Mars on a one-way ticket? Hey, wonderful! Interesting. Ah, well, you have to look on the website and you can apply. Oh, you've seen it? Hey, this is most interesting. I have to have you have to engage in part of the questions and answers and interrupt me. I have to admit I wanted to go to the moon, but I wasn't so keen on Mars. What we did was we said, how are we going to select them? And we had a discussion, and we sent out a questionnaire to all the faculty members of the Applied Human Sciences Department at Concordia University, about 40 faculty, partly because one of the advisors are there, Ray Cass, and asked them what would be the 3 most important characteristics to select people to be candidates for a Mars mission. And they also sent it to roughly 40 graduate students who had had not current ones, but also past ones. Graduate students in applied human sciences are usually mature students who have a profession behind them, and then they've taken on an extra graduate course during their work, sometimes taking a month or 2 off, and got a master's degree in applied human sciences. And the prerequisite to getting a master's degree is working first. In other words, being a mature student. Most of them being over the age of 30, anywhere between 30 and 60 years old. And these are also sent to questionnaires. And of these 80 people, they were given only 2 or 3 days to reply. We didn't expect many of them would return with an answer in such a short time. Partly we gave them a deadline, because we were discussing it last week, and I said to the team, hey, you know what? I'm giving a lecture on Monday. Maybe we could have the results by Monday. So we put a deadline in order to be able to present the results today. So you get it hot off the press. Nobody has it. You're the first people on earth to get it. And 60% replied of the people asked. And this is a very high percentage to reply within a deadline of 48 hours, to give the time and thought. So we were very impressed. It showed a great interest in this mission. So what did they identify? More or less, these were the main. We tried to synthesize all the results together. Well, I didn't do the main work. Some other team at Concordia University did it. They worked very hard last Thursday and Friday to get it ready, partly for you. I hope you're grateful. Resilience was considered to be important. You know, robustness in process and doing their best about things, and indomitable spirit, and the can-do attitude. The next another characteristic was adaptability, being able to be flexible, changing one's ways, knowing how to move one's boundaries and extend them when needed. Adaptability, yes, because you have to be adaptable on such a mission. Curiosity, you have to be curious. You're always wanting to learn something new. Ability to trust, because you will be having to trust your fellow crew, trust those technicians who have made the rockets. Your life and the life of the whole team depends on it. So you have to learn how to trust, and with good judgment, to be self-informed, knowing when to trust and mistrust, be able to reflect, to trust oneself. And the last on this list, I don't say the last in importance, these are just listed, is creativity and resourcefulness. How to deal with the situation in a new way. Out of the box thinking. You suddenly have a problem and you have to solve it. Totally different. You have to just turn off the normal way of doing things. You're on Mars. You're no longer on Earth. You can't call the technician to help you. These was what more or less came out of this questionnaire. And what we more or less kind of summarize it, it's really, to a great extent, it's attitude. And part of this attitude is, we figured very important, is the sense of purpose. If you've decided to go to Mars and you're on your way, no return, the rocket is in one direction, you can't turn around, you don't want to doubt your decision. And if you doubt it, you have to be able to deal with that doubt. You have such a strong sense of purpose. You also need to be able to develop healthy relationships. Those people around you and those people who have already come to Mars, you'll have to get along with them, whether you like them or not, and develop healthy relationships with them. This is an important characteristic. You also have to learn to self-reflect. You have to sit back and say, what are my conflict handling modes? How can I deal with situations? To be thinking. You can't just simply take life as it is and not care. You really have to be able to analyze things to create a good foundation and a healthy atmosphere during such a mission. This is more or less what our conclusions were. So, thank you for listening.